Hello, you guys. You are still watching the live takeover with Shay Johnson, Speak Up and Speak Out version on USA Fibroids Center's page. And today, we're going over my doctor's appointment that I had. I posted 2 videos of my doctor's appointment. And the first video showed the actual ultrasound. They told me the size of the baby, which I am 35. They said I'm 35, almost 36. I thought I was 36 in a couple days, but I'm 35 weeks, almost 36 weeks, and she is 7.2 pounds. Is that big for a baby? You guys, is that big for a baby at 35 plus weeks? Almost 36 weeks? Do you guys know? I know I got some moms on here in the building because I'm new at this, because my doctor told me, well, that's a pretty nice size for almost 36 weeks. So we went on and looked at that. We also checked the fibroids because I have 3, and the 2 that the nurse was able to see while doing my ultrasound, she said they shrunk. So I'm like, don't get me all excited for nothing, you know what I mean? But they said that's average for a baby. Well, I hope so. I didn't want her to be a 10-pounder, you know. But I'm glad that's average. So anyway, that's the plane going by. She said the fibroid, because the last time I went, the fibroids were over 5.2 centimeters. And now she said the 2 biggest fibroids are around 4.1 centimeters. And I said, that doesn't sound right, because that means they got smaller. So the second video, part 2 of my doctor's appointment, I was actually talking to the doctor, and she went over what happened in the ultrasound, and I wanted to know, like, did my fibroids shrink? And she said, I don't believe they shrunk. I just believe that we couldn't see them well because of the baby and the sac and everything that was in the way. It looked like they were smaller. But keep in mind, it is common for the fibroids to shrink but not go all the way down. But it's common for the fibroids to shrink while pregnant, or definitely after the pregnancy. What I'm hoping is, once I have my cesarean, the fibroids will kind of shrink smaller and won't grow in size, because I don't want to make that decision to have to go back and be recut again to remove my fibroids with the myomectomy. That's something I'm not interested in, because I had my first myomectomy 2 years ago to remove 4 fibroids. One was really aggressive. I'm about to be cut again to have my cesarean to move my daughter. And then, 3 months later, go back for another cut to remove the fibroids that I have now. I'm just not interested in that. I'm already scared of the C-section, because the cut that I had to remove my fibroids was about maybe like this long. It's not that long at all. The cut for my baby will probably be about this long, which is still not bad. That's really nice that they can make that small incision to remove your child. And it will be basically in the same area as my myomectomy cut. And then go back in and cut. It's like the healing process for the procedure I'm going to have with the C-section is similar to the myomectomy. And it's painful. It is painful. So I do have some decisions to make, but I thought that was interesting to find out that it's possible that the fibroid shrunk, which, of course, little old Shay, trying to keep the faith, keep hope alive, that is the case. And once my baby is removed, they will go down more. I know they won't shrink and disappear. I know that. I understand that. But at least I'm hoping they'll shrink to the size where they really won't bother me. But yeah, here's my baby. It's a little baby girl. And by the way, her name is Shajaya. Again, it's Shajaya. It's Arabic, and it means brave. My mother named her. So her nickname is Jaya, but her full name is Shajaya. Shajiyah. In Arabic, it's pronounced Shajia, but we're Americans, so her name is Shajaya. So little baby Shajaya, my doctor was basically letting me know. And I want you guys, whoever didn't look at the video, it's posted now. I have 2 posts from one doctor's appointment. One is with the nurse doing the ultrasound, and the other is with the actual doctor. So if you haven't seen it, go take a look at the post, and you'll see what I'm talking about when the only thing we could do was monitor the fibroids. So I was excited to hear that they shrunk. But then when my doctor said that's a possibility they didn't shrink, we just can't see them based on this ultrasound, the actual size. I have another doctor's appointment on Monday, which I'm going to videotape that one too. Even though I won't go live again for like 2 weeks, I still want you guys to go through the entire process with me. And I'm also going to try to get some footage, during my C-section procedure. There's certain angles that I won't be able to show you, but I'll try to capture a little. And then once I'm in my recovery room, I'm going to also try to capture the area where my C-section cut will be, which will also be the same area of the myomectomy procedure to remove the fibroids I have now, if I decide to go that route in 3 months. But I told Dr. Yan that once I have the baby, he, myself, and his wife can sit down, because they're so familiar with UFE, and they'll tell me what's the best option on and what I should do. Because there is a possibility I might want to have a second child. I wish I had twins, but I might want to have a second child. And we'll just see the best way to either get rid of the fibroids, leave them alone, maybe have a UFE procedure, which is the uterine fibroid embolization procedure, the non-surgical procedure to remove the fibroids. But everyone's case, in my last live, when I was speaking to Dr. UFE, that's Dr. Shiloh, by the way. He's one of the doctors that performs the UFE procedures for USA Fibroid Centers. He was telling me that the location of fibroids is different for everyone. So based on the location, based on the size, based on how many you have, will determine what's best for you. So once I have my baby, we'll figure out what's the best option for me. The good thing is my fibroids were never blocking my fallopian tube, because that's the case for certain people. And when that happens, you can't get pregnant, or you start to have complications, or you could have miscarriages because of fibroids. But God is good. There is faith, because I have fibroids and I have almost a full-term baby here. So my point of talking to you guys about what I'm going through is to educate you, for number one, so you make the best decisions for you. And for number two, keep the faith, because sometimes when you have fibroids, you can lose faith in what you want. Because there's a lot of women that reach out to me and say, hey, I've been trying to conceive. I have fibroids. I had a procedure done, a myomectomy. I've been trying to conceive. I haven't been able to conceive. Well, it could happen to you, because it happened for me. So you have to just figure out the best way to reach your goal based on your situation. And I like to be a walking testimony. I love being a brand ambassador for USA Fibroid Centers and speaking my truth and basically explaining step by step what I'm going through, because I know I'm a motivation for a lot of women. So with that being said, I'll come back live. There was someone that wanted to go live with me because they recently had a procedure done, a myomectomy done, like in the past 3 days, and they weren't feeling too good. And I like to lift spirits and let everyone know it's okay. I might not be in your position, but I definitely can relate to what you're going through. I was in that hospital bed, laid up. I had to have 2 blood transfusions. My hemoglobin was off after my procedure. I had to stay in the hospital extra 2 days. I was in the hospital for 5 days after my myomectomy, when I was supposed to leave in 2. But I was stubborn and didn't want the blood transfusions, which I finally decided to do, and helped me. But my whole goal of wanting to talk to this person, if I'm able to get her on here, it's just to give her a little motivation, and you guys can help me give her a little motivation and let her know it's okay, and she's not fighting alone. No more moving in silence. No more. It's time to speak up and speak out. It's time to bring more awareness towards fibroids, so we can come together as one and fight this situation together. No, we don't know where they come from. We don't know why they exist. We don't know why African Americans mostly will receive some type of case of fibroids by the age of 50. 80% of African Americans. All women will have some type of majority of about 70% of all women will have some type of case of fibroids. But why is it so high in African American women? Why is it 80% of all African American women receiving some case of fibroids by the age of 50? Only research can really kind of determine that over time. So if we continue to fight together and bring more awareness towards fibroids and the importance of why we need to educate ourselves and figure out what is the core issue on where this is coming from, and promote UFE as an additional option to remove fibroids, we can get things done, you know. So I'll be back. It's 5 o'clock now. I'll come back. I'll see if I can reach this individual, because I just want to let her know I'm here for her. I'll be back around 7 o'clock, and let's see if we can be that motivation for her, okay? So meet me back here at 7 o'clock. All right? I'm working, but I'm also here for you guys. I hope make sure you go take a look at my doctor's appointments that I had. I have 2 videos that's posted right now. Take a look at both of them, and hopefully that can kind of help you understand what I'm going through. I'm not in the worst situation, and I'm not in the best situation, but I'm still here, and I'm fighting, and I'm bringing a blessing into the world. All right? So 7 o'clock, I'll be back, and we'll talk at that time.